Hello you guys, welcome back to the Patreon. In today's video, I want to give the girls advice. I want to go through some artists, and I want to give them advice on how to take their career to the next level. Or some of these people are exactly where they need to be. Their career is perfectly fine, but this is how to just bump it up a notch. Everyone can improve. I don't care how long you've been in the game. I do not care. Everyone can improve. Everyone can improve. And you know what? I am here to give the girls advice. I wrote down a list of what I think everyone should do. We're going to start with Beyonce. Beyonce season is coming. I believe that we are going to get a Beyonce album this year. What I want from Beyonce with this era is a flawless rollout. A flawless rollout. I do not believe Beyonce needs to be everywhere. I don't think she needs to be on TikTok with the kids. I don't think she needs to be giving all types of interviews, being on YouTube channels. No. I do not think that's what Beyonce needs to do. I think Beyonce needs to show the girls how to give an era without being hyper visible. Adele showed us that a little bit, but I don't think Adele is enough of a legend act for it to have fully hit. I enjoyed 25. I enjoyed the 25 era. I thought the 25 era was honestly seamless, but I do believe that a little bit of Adele, there's a disconnect somewhere in Adele's fan base. Adele is always going to sell. She is always going to sell to a certain demographic. I just don't know if she's able to really push beyond that demographic. I don't know if her rollout was able to push beyond the demographic that she already is able to exist in. I think if Adele doesn't have huge ballads, it's kind of hard for her to get new fans. She has to make huge songs to gain fans. And so there's a little bit of a disconnect with her rollout. But back to Beyonce. Beyonce is always going to be Beyonce. When Beyonce comes out with something, it's always going to be news. It's always going to be something. So Beyonce doesn't need to necessarily try to reach a new demographic. Beyonce she don't need to do nothing. But if she wants to, she just needs everyone who loves Beyonce to know that Beyonce is here and it's Beyonce season. And I feel like Beyonce can effortlessly do an iconic era. A legend era is what I'm going to call it. A successful legend era. Because we don't really have a lot of those. When you really think about it, the artists 40 plus don't really have successful eras. They have the people who fuck with them, buy their albums, but eras, 40 plus people having an era where it's oh, that's when Beyonce did this, that's when this worked. It doesn't really happen. You just kind of have your fans who fuck with you, and it's really nothing. There's never really a humongous era that you can really look back on. There's a few in there, but they're rare. And so I feel like Beyonce can do that. I think of it as an emancipation of Mimi, a Mariah Carey era. That's what I see for Beyonce. You don't necessarily have to be everywhere. Most artists are everywhere. Beyonce can just make everything intentional. Beyonce does not want to do press. Beyonce does not want to do interviews. Beyonce does not want to leave her house. And she's beyond that. Beyonce is beyond a radio show. She's beyond late night talk shows. She's never hosted SNL because she don't want to host SNL. She doesn't need to do those things. Beyonce is at a place where she can just do what she wants. And I just think some strategically placed Beyonce stuff. First, I wrote down what I want Beyonce to do, and we'll move on. A Vogue takeover. I want her on all 4 of the big Vogue covers at the exact same time. She did this with Elle magazine when Ivy Park first came out. She was on all the big Elle magazine covers. I want her to do it with Vogue. I want her to do the American Vogue cover, the British Vogue cover, the Italian Vogue cover, and is it France the other big one? There's 4 big ones. I know it's America, Italy, British, and another one. She needs to be on the 4 big Vogue covers at the exact same time. Same month, September issue. Boom. All 4. I'm sorry. Beyonce, if anyone can pull it off, Beyonce can pull it off. She can pull off 4 September issues in the exact same year at the exact fucking same time. She can do it. Then, boom, Tiny Desk. Beyonce needs to do a Tiny Desk. Tiny Desk, I don't think is like below Beyonce. I think Beyonce enjoys the Tiny Desk moment. I think Beyonce sees the beauty in Tiny Desk. She needs to get on Tiny Desk. She needs to get on Tiny Desk. Whatever is the next big award show that is coming, Beyonce needs to do it. So if it's the VMAs, Beyonce needs to show up to the VMAs. If it's the Grammys, Beyonce needs to show up to the Grammys. Do an award show. Just do one. Do one award show. Do one award show for your lead single. And then Beyonce needs to just one single. Beyonce does not need to drop single. I think the era of dropping single is only exists for a few artists, like artists who want to like continue to. Beyonce's not promoting an album all year. There's no reason for Beyonce to put out single because she's not going to promote single. So it's just like it's useless. So you can just put out one single and then let the culture decide what the rest of the singles are. That's what the girls do now. Like let them decide what's gonna happen. I think she should continue doing the video albums. Oh, it needs to be an HBO premiere, of course. It needs to go on Netflix or HBO as a premiere. 100%. She can choose. The girls use HBO Max. The girls use Netflix. Whatever she does, the albums, the video needs to be a Netflix or HBO premiere. And just like 4 big things. So the Vogue cover, the Tiny Desk, an award show, and one more thing. I'm thinking an Oprah interview. I'm thinking do Adele. Steal some stuff from Adele. I'm thinking an Oprah interview will be good. An Oprah interview one night with Beyonce. Excellent. Give it away. So that's what I want from Beyonce. Just a grown and sexy era. And then a tour. I don't actually want Beyonce to do a huge stadium tour, believe it or not. I would love Beyonce to do what Adele was supposed to do in Vegas, which where is that at? We're going to get into Adele next, by the way. I would love for her to do a residency. People think residency are for people who are flops, and sometimes it is, but Beyonce would eat a residency. It would be so hard to get tickets, but Beyonce would eat a residency. I would love an intimate show with Beyonce. Anyway, Adele. A lot of people get on Adele for the 25 era, and like, not 25, the 30 era. And like, rightfully so, the 30 era was fine. It was fine. Here is the thing. Adele, I told you I'm going to tell what the girls got to do. Not what the girls want to do. I'm here to tell the girls what they have to do. Adele needs big songs. Adele needs ballads. Adele has tried this whole let me make up-tempo music. Let me try to change things. No. Adele needs ballads. She needs ballads, and she needs 7 good ballads. I think the problem with 25, why I don't love 25, the album, is because 25, the album, tried too much. It knew what Adele's bread and butter was, and it stuck to it, but there was no heart to it. I believe Adele needs ballads that have heart. The best songs on 30 are Hold On, To Be Loved, I Drink Wine. That's her bag. She needs 7 of those on an album. Call it. Adele has to go back to big power ballads. She has to go back to power. Easy on Me is boring. It's boring. It's a hit, but it's gonna be a hit. But she needs to know her lane and stay in it comfortably and just keep reinventing that same lane. Trying to do too much. Like, oh my God, I can't believe. I love it, but it's just not. There's something missing that a lot of people are looking for in Adele. And if Adele wants to continue being Adele, she's going to have to continue to do fan service. She's going to have to give the girls fan service. And I just don't know if the songs on 30 are the fan service that the girls are necessarily looking for. I don't even know if diehard Adele fans loved 30. I love 30. I do. I think 30 is a really good album. But I don't know. Adele has to figure something out. And Adele has to go on tour. Fuck. What is going on with this Vegas regular? Like, Adele is starting to get sloppy. It's starting to get sloppy a little bit. Like, when is the Vegas show getting back on the road? Like, at this point, you're becoming an artist we can't even buy tickets from because we don't know if we ever gonna see you. Anyway, let's move on to Chloe Bailey. I say this with all respect. Chloe Bailey, hang it up. Chloe Bailey, hang it up. Chloe and Halle should be in the studio together. This is no disrespect. I think I'm gonna like that new song that Chloe is putting out, but Chloe and Halle are better together. Better together. And I honestly feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone whenever I see them in the studio together talking about solo music. The girls can do whatever they want, and I want them to do whatever they want. But when we talk, I'm doing this to talk about how we get the best music out of everybody. Chloe and Halle need to be in the studio together. They're just better together. Chloe and Halle are always going to make better music together than they make separately. And there's no if, answer, but they can make the best music separately. It would sound better if they were together. They are just a perfect duo. They've been doing this forever. And so when they're doing stuff solo, I'm like, for who? For themselves, of course. But like, for who? Because I find it hard to believe that y'all just gonna blow us out of the water with solo work. Like, it's just not. Y'all are playing around. I feel like they're playing around. And of course, they're young, they're beautiful, they are allowed to play around. This is all not being serious. But hear me out. Like, no! Y'all need to be in the studio together, because what Chloe and Halle do is they mix well. They understand one another. They understand each other's downfalls, and they know how to lift one another up. And because they're sisters, they're invested in each other being better. That's why they get like the verses that they choose for each other. They know which part the other should sing because they know one another. And so where Have Mercy is a bad song because it didn't have the groundedness of Halle. As an extra tacky person, I see myself in Chloe. We see each other, Chloe. I'm tacky. Chloe's tacky. And so when it comes to tackiness, you need someone who's not. You need someone who's a little, I wouldn't say boring, but subdued, more back, not in your face. And that's Halle. And if Halle would have been a part of Have Mercy would have been a totally different song. Because they bring out the best in each other. Halle would have, it's the reason why Do It is such a good song, because it has that Chloeism to it, but it has the coolness of Halle. Halle is cool. And that's what it's missing. That's what Chloe is missing in her persona. The coolness. She has everything else. It's the coolness. It's the effortlessness that is missing in what we're getting from current Chloe. That new song that she's Treat Me Like You Treat Me, Chloe listens to other artists, of course, and she has artists who she admires. And so I wouldn't say she steals from them, but she makes her music sound like something you've already heard. Treat Me Like You Treat Me sounds like an Ariana Grande song. Treat Me How I Treat Me, sounds like an Ariana Grande song. Let me not disrespect Ariana Grande. It sounds like an Ariana Grande reject song. It sounds like something Ariana Grande didn't want. Like, it's just so messy. And we haven't heard the full song. It could sound totally different, but it sounds so fucking messy. Like, it sounds right up my alley because I'm tacky. But like, I see why the girl's dragging it. Like, I don't know. I feel like instead of trying to blaze her own trail, Chloe is doing what she believes will make her successful. I think Chloe wants to be a pop star. Chloe wants to exist in that pop star world. And it's like, she can do that. The music just have to be better. And I don't know if we're getting that. Next thing, Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion needs to go away. I hate to be the one to say it because I love Meg Thee Stallion to death. Meg Thee Stallion needs to take like a real break. Like a real break. I fear the people in Meg Thee Stallion's team believe that Meg Thee Stallion is a flash in the pan. And they're like, let's get everything out of her as possible. You only pop in once. Like, don't look back and regret it. Meg Thee Stallion is always going to be famous. Meg Thee Stallion is always going to be famous. I think if Meg Thee Stallion took a year off, and I mean a year, Meg Thee Stallion can still post on Instagram. She can still do TikTok stuff. She can still be there, but there shouldn't be any music. I think for an entire year, we should not hear music from Meg Thee Stallion. And I think after a year, if Meg Thee Stallion just took that time and came back with her 10 best songs, you get the best Meg stuff you've ever heard. I enjoy Meg stuff through and through. Y'all know, y'all see me on Twitter. I enjoy Meg stuff through and through. But I understand what other people are saying who's like, I'm a little tired, and that's like, they can feel that way, and I get them, because Meg Thee Stallion needs to go away. Meg Thee Stallion needs to go away and come back. Let us miss her. I want to miss Meg Thee Stallion, right? I want to miss her, and I don't miss her. Like, she's here, and I love her, and I live for everything, but it would be nice to miss Meg Thee Stallion a little bit, and for Meg Thee Stallion just to come back and do something different. It feels like every week Meg Thee Stallion is involved in some type of project, and it's like, it don't need to be that way. Meg Thee Stallion has 3 Grammys. She's beyond hustle. She's beyond hustle. She can go away. She can still, that's the thing. Meg Thee Stallion can go away and still perform. Like, she just don't need to release no more music. Meg Thee Stallion don't need to release no more music for a year. Starting today, I don't need to hear nothing from, starting today, I don't need to hear nothing from Meg Thee Stallion until next summer. Imagine if we didn't hear nothing from Meg Thee Stallion for a year and she come back with a summer banger. I just feel like because Meg Thee Stallion's hand is in so many pots, she's spreading the lyrics thin because she got to be over here, because mama is booked. And it's just like, if we just dialed it back, Meg Thee Stallion been working, and she don't have to. It's kind of like Cardi B, how Cardi B has taken a break. Cardi B is not really around. I am like, Cardi B's new album is going to be very much so anticipated, because you're like, what sound is Cardi B? Like, how does Cardi B sound as a rapper? Like, you miss her. You forgot what you loved about her. And that's the best part. People being like, ooh, what's she gonna hit the streets with? Love it. It's like Lizzo. When Lizzo went away, we'll get on Lizzo real quick. I have some things for Lizzo. Lizzo needs to not be the fan favorite. People are not going to like Lizzo. People are always going to believe Lizzo makes H&M music, Forever 21 music. They're always going to believe that. Lizzo just needs to make radio hits. Lizzo needs to make here's the thing. They're radio hits for a reason, because most people like to hear them. There are going to be people on Twitter who are going to frown their fucking nose up, but when you're number 1 on Billboard, they can't say shit. Lizzo needs to continue to make the music that got her famous. She needs to continue to make the juice. She needs to continue to make the truth hurts. She needs to continue to make the songs that got her popping. She needs to continue to make anthems. Lizzo makes anthems. And it's her thing. It's her bread and butter. The same person I put in that same category, Shawn Mendes. Shawn Mendes don't make anthems, but Shawn Mendes makes music that could be played on radio, and he needs to continue. You're not going to be the fan. There are some people who are just not going to be the fan favorite. Lizzo is always going to be something, like, people are always going to not like Lizzo's music because it's not for everyone. Lizzo, like, it's the same thing how I feel about Chloe. I feel like Chloe is trying to make music she believes a wide audience is going to like, and so she's casting too big a net. And it's like, you might have to stay niche for the music to remain good. And so for Lizzo is best when she's casting a big room, when she's making anthems. Shawn Mendes is the same way. Shawn Mendes is at his best when he makes music that you just like, heard this song before. Not gonna listen to it in my headphones probably, but I've heard it. That some people have to exist in that realm, and it's both of them. Next person, Doja Cat. Doja Cat needs to go away as well. Doja Cat needs to go away because Doja Cat, like, has to be exhausted. Doja Cat has to be exhausted. There's nobody working harder than Doja Cat. Doja Cat is at every award show, every red carpet, performing, touring, putting out singles, being on TikTok. She's everywhere. Can you imagine if we never heard from Doja Cat till next summer? What that would do? That would elevate Doja Cat. Doja Cat to me is already in a realm of her own. It's the female rappers, and then there's Doja Cat. I already believe that creatively Doja Cat is in a realm of her own. Can you imagine, no pun intended, if Doja Cat didn't come back out till next summer? What the streets would be like. But I just think these teams around these people are so afraid for them to fall off. But there are some people who I believe are beyond falling off. Meg Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, Chloe Bailey. I feel like the more Chloe Bailey does, it's actually put her at more risk of falling off, of people not caring anymore. Like, the thirst traps don't work no more because we've seen so many of them. So, like, she's at more of a risk of falling off because she's so visible. Dial it back. But there are some people who are above falling. Doja Cat is never going to fall off. Not in the next few years. Feel fan base too big. Meg Thee Stallion not gonna fall off. Taking a break won't hurt it. I just feel like for us to get the best era, and Planet Her was an immaculate era. Another thing about Meg Thee Stallion, we need like a Meg Thee Stallion project. Like, I get it, Good News was a Meg Thee Stallion first album. But no, we need like the Meg Thee Stallion album. Like, come on. Come on. And then because Meg Thee Stallion is on so many projects, you don't really, I want Meg Thee Stallion to cultivate her sound. Like, you just know, I don't know. I don't want to be nasty. Not too much on my sis. I love Meg down. Okay, next. Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande needs to release her magnum opus. Ariana Grande needs to release her magnum opus. Everyone has their favorite Ariana Grande album. I'm a sweetener truther. Everyone has their favorite Ariana Grande album. I take Ariana Grande like, you know when Beyonce released Lemonade? You can have your favorite Beyonce album, but Lemonade is Beyonce's best project. Like, Lemonade is not my favorite Beyonce album. 4 is, but Lemonade is her best album. It's undeniable. Like, the skill set is just there. Janet Jackson, you can have your favorite Janet Jackson album, but Velvet Rope is her peak. Velvet Rope is her peak. You can have your favorite Rihanna album, but Anti is her best work. Like, there's just some things that are just undeniable. That's what Ariana Grande needs. Ariana Grande needs, she don't need nothing. None of these artists need anything. They don't have to listen to me for shit, okay? Ariana Grande can put out her magnum opus where it's like, Positions might be your favorite, Dangerous Woman might be your favorite, Sweetener might be your favorite, da-da-da-da, Thank You Next might be your favorite, all of that. But, you can't deny that this is her best work. Her best work. Even people who aren't Ariana Grande stans can be like, she did that. Like, I can't deny she did that. Like, that's what Ariana Grande needs. She needs that magnum opus. The Ariana Grande album. That's just like, Ariana Grande is ahead of her peers. Like, it's everyone else who came out with Ariana Grande, then it's Ariana. Like, it's just, she just needs that thing that heavily separates herself from her peers. Speaking of XX, let's go to Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez needs to stop making music. And I don't mean that in a shady way, because believe it or not, I enjoy Selena Gomez music. I stand on a ledge alone with that. I enjoy Selena Gomez music. I really do. Like, I don't know. I hear what y'all say, and I'm just like, I like Selena Gomez music. But Selena Gomez don't need to make music anymore. I was thinking about this when Selena Gomez was at, I think, the Critics' Choice Awards. Selena Gomez, when it comes to the XX, is doing the best. Selena Gomez has a hit TV show that's nominated for awards. Selena Gomez has one of the best makeup lines that exists. Selena Gomez is working on projects and TV and movies and da-da-da. Selena Gomez don't need to make music anymore. Selena Gomez is at a place where, remember when I'm talking about Ariana making distance in music? Selena Gomez is distancing herself from her peers when it comes to just like professionalism. Like the stuff that she is doing, being a mogul. Selena Gomez is there. Selena Gomez is there. She's presenting at the SAG Awards. Like, she might present maybe at the, who knows? Selena's there. She's there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, and so Selena doesn't need to focus on music anymore. So music can be something that Selena's done. And maybe when she's bored of being like a mogul and doing TV shows and movies and she has a show on HBO. Selena Gomez does not need to make music anymore. Selena Gomez needs to focus on being that bitch, because when it comes to XX and people who are doing amazing in their career right now, Selena Gomez doesn't get talked about, but Selena Gomez is really doing it. She's doing it. Like, you can't deny it. Only Murders, what she did with Only Murders, and like come on, Rare Beauty, like. And I don't think she needs to focus on music anymore. And I like Selena Gomez music, but I don't think she needs to make music anymore. Speaking of another XX, Miley Cyrus. Real quick on Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus needs to get a haircut and stick with it. And Miley Cyrus needs to pick a sound and a brand and stick with it. And that is it. I want Miley Cyrus to clean up her socials. No more spamming. Clean up her socials. So if Miley Cyrus actually cared about her Instagram, Miley Cyrus could get hella likes on her pics, but she be spamming the house down. And like, the social media isn't clean. It isn't clean. It's not. And Miley Cyrus' social medias are definitely run by her PR team. Like, she is not the person sending out those tweets. They are definitely run by a PR team. And it needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be, she's a little too visible, but not visible. Like, you can't be in the middle of visibility. Like, either you need to be hyper visible or you need to be elusive. You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one, because when it hits that middle, you look floppy. You look floppy, like, do nobody care? Like, no. She needs to pick a lane and stay there. I would rather Miley just be kind of elusive. Miley is one of the few people when it comes to celebrity that, like, no matter how much they flop, no matter how much people don't like them, they continue to stay at the exact same star power that they've always been. However you feel their star, Miley Cyrus is just as famous today as she was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. She's just famous. You just know who Miley Cyrus is. Like, you can ask anyone above the age of 10 knows who Miley Cyrus is. They just do. They just do. They just do. Like it's just, I mean, when you've accomplished what she accomplished so young, it just sticks. You know, there's just J-Lo's the same way. You don't know why people know who J-Lo is. Everybody just know who J-Lo is. They just are. They just are. Gaga. You just know who Gaga is. You just know who Lady Gaga is. And so, Miley's the same way. She doesn't need to be hyper visible to continue to have name recognition. She just needs to clean it up. It needs to be cleaner. It needs to be tighter. This next era needs to be definitive. Definitive for her. Let's go into Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa needs to separate herself once again from her peers. So I don't consider Dua and Ariana Grande necessarily peers. They're not. Like, I feel like Ariana Grande is just like in a generation above. Like, Miley and Ariana Grande are peers, I believe. Dua, I feel like, is in the, Dua goes with like with Lizzo and them. Like, that's more her, I feel like her people. Anyways, Dua needs to separate herself from her peers. Dua needs to put out one more album that's just like a hit. That's just like a hit, and show that Dua could be a household name. Okay, this video is getting long, but follow me and we'll exit out. There are so few superstars, and I'm not gonna blame artists. I'm gonna blame the culture. We don't live in monoculture anymore. People don't watch award shows. People don't watch late night shows, like younger people, stuff like that. So like, everyone is not interested in the same stuff anymore. So it's so hard to be a superstar because everyone has their own stuff that they care about now. Dua is one of the few artists who can break that. Who is, I think, can be a household name. She already is a household name, but I'm talking about grandmothers, little kids, can all know who Dua Lipa is. She has that. She has that. And this next era needs to solidify. It needs to solidify that Dua Lipa is the superstar. Not a superstar. I think she's already a superstar. But like, people, this comes on, it's Dua. My dad should be able to say, oh, that's Dua Lipa. That is what I want for Dua Lipa. To separate herself from the riffraff. She already has, but like, to separate with distance. With distance. Normani, spare me. Normani need to stop doing rollouts for the rollouts. Like, drop the music. Normani needs to, like, the single needs to come out, and Normani needs to drop an album release date. It's getting ridiculous. I love you, Normani, but it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. I love you, but it's getting ridiculous. Justin Bieber needs to make hits again. Justin Bieber needs to make hits again. Flo Milli needs a hit. Flo Milli needs to like become who I know Flo Milli can become. Flo Milli needs a huge banger. A huge banger. I would like Pop Taylor Swift to come back. She needs to come conquer the pop world one more time. Bruno Mars is doing victory laps, and I would like him to like distance himself from Anderson .Paak. Like, he's doing whatever he wants to do because like it's victory laps at this point. Like, what does Bruno Mars have to prove? He's done the Super Bowl. He has the Grammys. He has the #1s. He's doing victory laps at this point, and I don't want that. I want Bruno Mars to get a little uncomfortable. I want him to get a little uncomfortable. I want Bruno Mars to fight for his artistry a little bit. Just a little bit. The Weeknd, I want The Weeknd to also find a new sound. I want The Weeknd to find a new sound. That's it. That's everything I need to say. Anyways, tell me down below if you disagree or agree with some of my takes. Yeah, everyone I mentioned in here, I adore. Shawn Mendes, but I adore. The fact that I'm bringing you up shows that I care. I care. There's people out there who I don't care about. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one.